So this is a very interesting point in the campaign because there are some continents where there are just a handful of countries gaining so much power. And then there are other continents like Europe, as well as somewhat like Africa, depending on when colonies become independent, where it's getting more and more complicated and more divided. And obviously, with the kind of fall of Russia here, more nations have appeared in both Eastern Asia and, like I said, Europe with Poland and Lithuania. So, and I don't know how long it's going to stay sort of divided like that, but I mean, we'll see. Also, another big war happened over the break. Not really a big war, or not over the break, but I think it occurred at the end of that last video. It's not necessarily a big war, but it is between Naples and their nation to the south. I'm guessing it's Zab, something like that. But obviously Naples is going to be successful here. These guys don't have a very big military, so I think it's safe to say that Naples is going to get even more land in North Africa, which they kind of need to because Tuscany's going after both Sardinia, Piedmont, and Switzerland. And we don't even know how these nations feel about each other. I mean, do they hate each other? I'm guessing they do. Yes, they do. Oh, they hate each other. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's good. It was safe to assume that. I just wanted to confirm. I wasn't 100% if that was the case. How is Peru doing against the UPCA? Okay. Well, there you go. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Peruvian AI take over everything. I'm expecting that actually. I think that they're gonna probably try to fully annex. We'll see if they can keep a hold of that. But I think they'll be okay. And Brazil has already completely annexed Paraguay. They are out of the picture completely. Brazil could now potentially attack Argentina. Oh, and they never mind. They already have. All right. And who is involved in this war though? It's just Brazil versus Argentina, which is exactly perfect for what Brazil needs. So Brazil recognizes that Peru is super strong. Boom, they took over everything, didn't they? Almost everything. Yes, they did. And these two nations obviously hate each other's guts. Oh, man, yeah, South America is a very interesting place right now, especially because more than likely Brazil is going to dominate the war in the south against Argentina. Is Chile allied to Peru? Chile's allied to Brazil. I for some reason thought they'd be allied to Peru. I think at one point they were. No, I think they've always been allied to Brazil. That's a smart choice for Brazil. This is just going to be a really interesting continent in the future, especially as we see Brazil probably get a whole bunch of land here. Argentina is not going to be able to defend against a 64 stack, no matter how many regiments they pop out and try to help defend. And the reinforcements are coming. So that's going to be a huge mess, as well as we will see Peru and Mexico border each other. How do these nations feel about each other? It's not happy. They're not really happy about it. I'm wondering also if we're going to see maybe this Russian colony declare their independence, or Russia's dealing with the rebels. I mean, the whole rebel situation is pretty much under control now. Not under, maybe I shouldn't say under control, but for the most part, we've seen the AI make some progress, and I don't really see many rebels. They just have to unoccupy these lands. So the rebels are practically gone. I mean, we haven't seen any rebels for a while. It's just the AI is being dumb, and they haven't. Oh, what's this? Ooh, there is an 80 stack of Qing separatists inside of Korean lands, which means that Korea will not be here for much longer, or they might, but eventually more land's going to go to Qing, and Korea will be left with a few provinces like some of these other nations, like the Mongol Empire pretty much. The exact same thing I think is going to happen. That happened to the Mongol Empire will happen to Korea more than likely. Japan and Qing are both still at war against each other. Now, what are these? Russian revolutionaries inside of Qing territory. Why? Well, maybe this was former Russian lands or something. I have no idea how they got there. They're not moving. Maybe they're stuck. I didn't realize that Wu had been popped out. Ooh, did you get more land? What happened? Did you go to war with somebody? I have no idea what just happened. Maybe you acquired some of your cores back over here, or did you go to war with Punjab? I don't think you were... you are at war with somebody. Oh, you're at war with Japan. Never mind. I don't know what happened. Something happened. The thing is, though, Qing has to be worried about Thailand, especially with Qing not having the best military at the moment. They're still really kind of struggling to deal... I mean, if they only have a 34 stack, that is not enough. No wonder Japan is so dominant so far. I mean, Japan isn't even that strong either. But Japan has kind of had their way with Qing. And with Thailand acquiring most of the land here in Southern Asia, Southeast Asia, I mean, they're going to be able to do whatever they want. Did Thailand get over towards these guys? Are they still at war even? They might not. Oh, they are technically. Yeah, they are technically still at war. There is kind of a kind of a fight for power within the kind of Indonesian southern island, Southeast Asian islands. There you go. It's a complete mess, and I'm waiting for someone to acquire the strength. It probably won't be the Europeans. The Europeans don't have enough strength to deal with this region. Not all the way across the world like they are. Is Australia winning this? Yes, they are. By 25%, they're winning this. But did they acquire the war goal? That's the thing. I don't think they... Oh, they might have, actually. Oh, they did. Oh, they did. Oh, yeah, this is going to be really good for Australia. Here's the thing, though. You should probably take note of what happened to the British. I'm talking to you, Australia. Because, I mean, the British were not able to control these lands. Yep, they just got eaten up even more. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a Hindustan form at some point, maybe even in India. I'm not exactly sure if India is possible to form. They could be. It might be possible to form. I don't know. You know, the extended timeline really changes a lot here, but we might see in India. I don't know if you have to form Hindustan before you form India. Who knows? Some of these nations are secular, but obviously there's a lot of Hindu within this region. And there still remains that. I don't believe the British really pushed out any Hindu. It doesn't look like. Yeah, no, for the most part, they really didn't. Yeah. Okay, let's go and double check on the wars, see what else is going on. Oh, yeah, like we thought, Naples grabbed everything, almost everything. But noticing the AI has been doing that a lot, where instead of just completely destroying the nation, they'll leave one province behind. That hadn't happened in previous AI-only battles in EU4. I'm wondering if that is because of the Cossacks expansion and the new patch. If that's why we're seeing this. Possibly. Who is Sicily allied to, and why is Naples keeping them alive? They're not allied to anybody. Do you like them or something? Are you possibly trying to vassalize them? Maybe that's what's trying to go down. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they don't want Tuscany to grab Sicily, so I don't know. So Sardinia Piedmont has been destroyed, and then almost half of Switzerland was taken away. As Tuscany continues to gain strength. Tuscany, by the way, is allied to Austria, Prussia, and Russia. We have revolutionary France, on the other hand, who's really only allied to Peru, which, again, if you can ask the Ottomans, it doesn't help much being allied to a South American nation. They don't do that much. As the Ottomans were allied to Brazil, I mean, hey, I got to give it to them. Brazil did actually drop off a few regiments in the Middle East, but it was never enough. What's going on here? Oh, okay, so the USA is back at war once again. And again, we're seeing the same cycle where the American regiments still have to be taken over to Western Africa because for some reason the AI just won't leave them here. I'm guessing that's because of the threat that they maybe feel in North America. In North America between Mexico and Canada. Even though they shouldn't, I mean, they're still allied to Russia. Now, who's Spain allied to? Spain's allied to the USA, Brazil, and then, Portugal. Wait a second, are they? Oh, no, yeah, they're at war. I was wondering why are we seeing two greens in Iberia? They're at war with, they're at war with the British. Which are the British? Did the British declare a... Whoa. Didn't realize just exactly how many wars they were involved in. Someone declared war. I think someone declared a independence, possibly. Well, there's a huge battle going on in South Africa. That's for sure. Now, why is Spain involved? Did Spain support the independence of a British colony, or what happened? Geez, just more and more wars are popping up right now. It is insanity. Seems like no wars are piecing out. Oh, Sweden's trying to acquire a bit more lands in West Africa, since that is their new home capital province. Palatinate. All right. Pretty much a whole bunch of nations, like we thought, at war with the British. Haiti at war with Denmark. I'm guessing Denmark was in the Caribbean, or they got land in the Caribbean. Oh, Spain is helping out Australia. And now they're at 55 war score. Okay, so Australia might all of a sudden just be a black horse to win the campaign. I mean, I don't know if anyone really talked about Australia that much, but man, they've gotten a lot of lands really fast. So yes, there are really not too many tribes left in West Africa as we get down to the nitty gritty, as the Americans and as well as Sweden attacks. Who knows what the Dutch are going to do? Portugal's, for the most part, stayed out of the affairs within this region of Africa. They don't really mind too much. It's mainly the USA who's been incredibly aggressive. And so Australia just pieced out. They really didn't take that much away. It could have been way worse. That could have been way, way worse. Oh, and Findal is a vassal now, aren't they, of Australia? No, this is revolutionary. This is revolutionary. Wait, who is this? That is revolutionary France, and revolutionary France has vassals. Yes, or is this a colony or something? No, that's a vassal. No, that could be a colony too. Whatever. This is something. This is for sure revolutionary France territory, but they also have a vassal here. I thought that was Spanish lands. That yellow's very close to Spanish lands. But is it a vassal though? It's a protectorate. Okay. I'm just glad that we got to clear that up. Just trying to clear some of that stuff up. Okay, so that's a protectorate. Are you a protectorate as well? Yes, you are. So for some reason, France decided to acquire a few protectorates in kind of the Indonesian region. Australia really could have acquired a bit more. They had 55 war score. They could have probably kicked out the British completely. But eventually, what's interesting is that Australia, who's allied to both Portugal and Spain, is still on the Australian mainland. So will that alliance have to eventually break down? Again, I'm extremely surprised at so we saw like a 70 stack in Australian lands, and for some reason we saw the Australian flag next to it. I must have been mistaken, because that more than likely Spain maybe had a few, regiments in there, Portugal had a few regiments in there. So maybe they're not as powerful as I thought. I was going to say, I mean, those were some huge numbers. At this point in the game, at 1902, that would have been way too much, to be honest. I would have figured that was just too much. Okay, so Brazil did take away, I think, about 5 or 6 provinces from Argentina. Argentina is just a huge mess right now. Does Argentina does they have a truce? They don't have a truce with Peru. So more than likely Peru will go after and acquire these last few provinces, or Chile could do the same thing as well. But there's pretty much only 3 nations left: Peru, Brazil, and Chile, at least in South America. And depending on what Mexico does, I mean, Mexico could be a big player in this. How does Brazil and Mexico feel towards each other? Okay, they don't really like each other, but they could really, really use each other's help. Has Mexico rivaled Peru? They haven't. Mexico's rivaled the USA, Russia, and Canada. Aha. Right now, Peru has yet to rival Mexico, which I don't think it's going to last for very long. I'm sure that they will. Right now, obviously, Brazil and Peru don't like each other, and they've rivaled each other. So as soon as I'm thinking Peru rivals Mexico, or vice versa, Mexico rivals Peru, we might see a makeshift alliance form up between Brazil and Mexico. And that would be a big deal. Very big deal. I mean, honestly, my money would be on Mexico right now to win maybe North America. I still think they're powerful. I think they could technically acquire a bit more lands. They need to try to support the independence, though. Someone needs to, man up here and support the independence of this Russian colony. It's the only way to kick Russia out of North America. That is the only way. And Russia, like I said, is pretty much done. They are done with the rebels. I don't think they have to worry about this anymore. Unless, of course, they become revolutionary Russia, which is entirely possible. Ooh. Oh, never mind. For some reason, I thought something happened with Bulgaria. I think Bulgaria is about the same. Okay, let's double check on the wars. Let's just skip out on the big British wars, because we knew that was going to be occurring this entire time. Mexico's going to take out the UPCA. Right now, Haiti has negative war score against Denmark, so maybe Denmark is going to take away a land or two. Just like we thought, Persia was going to go after Iraq. And that was it. The USA has got 13 war score for some reason. even though they don't have any occupations. And as we see a fight for Italy, I'm waiting for the fight to Italy, a fight for Italy to occur. The problem is that Naples don't have the alliances yet. They're allied to Peru, which so is Mexico or revolutionary France, right? Yes. So Naples and France needs to work together here. If they're both allied to Peru, they should have similar alliances. They should have similar tastes. They need to get, that would be an excellent alliance for Naples to get up. I mean, that's a start. It's not going to be able to deal with all of the Tuscany alliances because this is ridiculous. That's something to take note of, is that Russia still has powerful alliances, so they can still kind of do whatever. It's only a matter of time before they probably acquire these lands back. Since most of these things record, it won't be hard for the AI to take this stuff back, but it will slow them down for a lot of the other nations to maybe, have a chance, I'm guessing. Ooh, and Korea's gotten incredibly lucky because I guess these Qing separatists have ran away. Qing separatists have run back up north, so they don't really have to worry about it as much anymore. Japan did peace out with Qing, and like we thought, they only took away this northern province in that island. So they're doing fine. The British, again, have most of their lands in the subcontinent of India occupied. So it depends on which nations will be the one to really gather the strength and who's going to take the most away from the British colony, British Bengal, and stuff like that. Obviously, there have been some really big powers that have formed up as the British leave and continue to leave India. And at some point, we will even see... Wait a second. So, I'm guessing the Iberians must be still at war because of alliances with the British. Is that safe to say? Because it looked like they were... Ooh, the Ottomans going after who? Bulgaria. Oh, that's a very smart pickup for them. I'm confused here. So why is British Columbia is at war, and they're going after this Indonesian nation, aren't they? Wow, that is an interesting one. So what is British Columbia doing all the way over here? Remember, British Columbia is not an ally, or I'm sorry, it's not a colony. They're an independent nation. That is why they were able to do this. Hawaii is still around, and Hawaii is still safe as well. Something to keep in mind. I thought that'd be a very interesting point to focus on. I thought there'd be this kind of big fight for Hawaii, but I guess not. America has not peaced out yet, as well as we have yet to see Sweden. Oh, Sweden did take about 2 provinces away from the tribe in the north. There you go. There you go, Sweden. That's a start. How the Ottomans doing with Bulgaria? So this is really good for them. They also have cores to these lands. Yes, they do. So I'm wondering if the AI is only going to take their cores. Well, first of all, it can unite their nation to the north. I mean, these 2 provinces, I guess. It could begin to unite their 2 empires. I don't know. I don't really want to call them empires, but it can unite their 2 territories. But the AI is going to need to be smart here. They're going to need to declare war on Bulgaria, obviously. I'm sorry, not declare war. They're going to need to, actually battle with Bulgaria. They can't just declare the war and not engage in a few battles. This 30 stack needs to attack, which they are now. Oh, wow. They just pieced out instantly without even... they probably acquired that fort, and then right away the Ottomans were like, okay, I'm done. Okay, still a pretty smart pickup for the Ottomans. That's exactly what they needed, and this might help them make some progress. Is anybody allied to Poland or Lithuania yet? No, they're allied to each other, so that's a start. But I'm wondering if Austria or Prussia are going to attack to acquire a bit more land. And look at that. Wait a second. When the heck did Scotland form? Did Scotland just pop out? 1916. Yes, they did. So the British are just dealing with more and more stuff every campaign. I feel terrible for them, and they've almost lost everything in the subcontinent of India. The British are off to a really bad start. And oh, look at this. Look at how much land Cape Colony's lost to Belgium, Southwest Africa. Anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.